Now back to one mic.
All I need is one mic.
It's just different.
One mic with Big Mike.
The overall tenor of what he's saying is very stupid.
They say his style is too urban for the radio.
Maybe it's not racism, maybe it's placism.
Brother has to know his place, right, Bob?
One mic with Big Mike.
Things aren't always what they seem.
A sports talk show, but no subject matter is off limit.
Don't just tell me that the reason something's being done is because that's the way it's always been done. Because the first thing I'm going to say to you is slavery.
And now, your host.
I got the big homie here who needs no introduction.
Big Mike.
All I need is one mic.
Oh, yeah. Friday. It's the end of the week. What's going on, everybody? I hadn't talked to you guys on a Friday in the last, 2 weeks. Took the Friday before last off, and last week had some technical issues, so I'm here to wrap the week up here on the One Mic with Big Mike show. I, of course, am Big Mike, being heard right here on Spreaker.com, the Spreaker app, live on TuneIn if you got that on your phone or your tablet. And I'm also live on the website, One Mic with BigMike.com. Make sure you guys go sign up for your free Spreaker accounts as well, Spreaker.com. Or you can do that via the app as well. Just go to your app store and download the situation. Follow me on Spreaker. So once you sign up for your free Spreaker account, you want to search for the number one, MICWITHBIGMIKE. Give me a follow. That way when I go live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you get an alert to let you know when it's time to rock and roll or whatnot. You can also hear the show on demand on all four of those outlets I just mentioned, as well as on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Google Play Music, and YouTube. You can also get the on-demand video stream, which I'm streaming right now. Check it out. Streaming right now live on Facebook.com/the number one MICWITHBIGMIKE. So I believe we got the tune-in situation straight, so I'm live there. Also, I had something wrong with my Stitcher as well. And did a little back and forth with the Stitcher people, the customer service people, or the tech support, or whatever they are, via the email. So they got me straight on that today. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the YouTube, to the iTunes, to the Google Play Music situation, and all that. To be a part of the show, to get your comments heard, or your thoughts, or your questions answered, or all these things, just text me at 404-902-8104, or you can do what a bunch of people did last week. You just leave your comments or last episode. You can leave your comments below the streaming video on Facebook, or you can just jump on in my live interactive chat room if you're listening to me via Spreaker or the app, or of course my website, onemicwithbigmike.com. Just click on that little thought bubble icon you see there, and it'll get you right inside the live interactive chat room. And it is exactly what it sounds like. It's live and it's also interactive. Let's see what we got going on today. We got to do on this day at the bottom of the hour. No guests today. Still working on, trying to procure some good Friday guests, some people we can have some fun with or whatnot. Might just dig into the old bag of former guests and see what we can pull out. You know what? I need to mention something before I go on, because I just realized I didn't put it on my notes, but it did just hit my mind. My man Matt, he joins the show a lot of times in the chat room at East Point Made Me. He just had a little baby girl today, Leah, second. So you guys, at East Point Made Me is his Twitter handle or whatnot. You guys jump on there and congratulate his wife. Don't congratulate him. He ain't do nothing. You know what I mean? He did the work 9 months ago, and then she did all the work today. He don't need nothing. Congratulate the old lady for the work she put in and is going to put in going forward. Nah, but for real, man, good look for the homie Matt, his second little one. He's got a little guy. Now he's got his little girl. The question of the day. The question of the day is sponsored. We're gonna have a little fun with Fat Eddie Lacey. He had to have ankle surgery. And by the way, the question of the day is brought to us by the good guy. He ain't even a good guy. He's an okay guy. He's a cool guy. My man Rob Calloway over at sportsnewsandbrews.com. It is with Eddie Lacey having ankle surgery, and he'll be off his feet, not able to work out, probably, definitely not able to run, but he'll be able to eat. How fat do you think he's going to be when he gets back? He's going to be gone for like 8 weeks. How fat do you think Eddie Lacey is going to be when he gets back? And I got a couple of answers here. I need to make sure I pull them up. But yeah, there's a couple of answers that, yeah, you dudes are idiots. On my man. People got him changing positions and all that. Like, you know, it's so crazy, man. This dude is probably, and no joke, he's probably going to eat himself out of the league. And I thought about that a while ago when, because like, if you check my Twitter feed, all last year, like every game, I'm like, is this dude getting fatter every game? And if you look at his parents and his moms and his pops, man, they're some hefty people, man. And it's okay for them. They don't have to play professional football, but like gene wise, like he might have been screwed, man. And the older he gets and the crazier his metabolism gets, it's gonna be hard to be an effective, you know what I mean, NFL running back. So anyway. The other stuff we got to talk about today, some stuff within the NCAA, some hazing, that Louisville situation is apparently wrapped up, you know, the stuff with the hoes and the dancers and all that kind of stuff. That's apparently wrapped up. I got to get you guys caught up or in tune with what the big games are this week. Not a lot to watch in college football this weekend, so that should be quick. I got some NFL, some NBA stuff. A question that I had about, you know, my man Draymond Green, people kind of looking at him as, you know, maybe he's like the weak link of that Warrior squad. But there's somebody else that people need to be looking at. Not on that team, just period in the NBA. And some rule changes, a rule change in the NBA as well. Also, yesterday, I saw the latest installment of Real Sports, HBO's Real Sports, and they was talking about something that I'm always talking about, like baseball and their reluctancy to accept newness and to move forward and progress. And if you follow me on Twitter at @1 MICWITHBIGMIKE, if you follow me, last week I'm watching the baseball game and I'm like, yo, why can't I get this box every time? And only the box. I don't need that dude behind the plate calling no strikes and no damn balls. The box. Give me technology, man, so we get it right. And they actually did a whole segment on that. So I want to talk about that a little bit as well. And I got another couple things that I want to do for my segment that I have not created any type of imaging for. What you looking at? I'll maybe this weekend I'll work. I got some work to do this weekend, so ain't no promises happening. Of course, got NFL Falcons taking on the Chargers right here in the city of Atlanta. They went on that West Coast road trip, so they'll be back in the city. Also, some minor NFL news, some things that I didn't get to the other day or on Monday. But the big thing today, the big story today, which, you know what, if it were up to me, it wouldn't be a big story today. It wouldn't be a big story just today. You feel me? This situation with Josh, what's this kid's name? Josh Brown, the kicker for the Giants. Now, if you listen to this show, you've heard me mention this dude on a multiple of occasions. You know what I mean? When he came back from suspension, when people wanted to ask him about it, the reporters and the media wanted to ask him about it, how he just was like, yeah, guess what? I ain't gonna talk about it. I'm done talking about it. And everybody just kind of left it alone, seemingly. But apparently everybody didn't, because the new stuff came out yesterday. Not even new. Like, we keep calling it new, but it's not new. All it is him confirming what we got from the police report that his wife gave. That, yeah, he beat her up plenty of times and did plenty of stuff to her. While he was talking about, this is one isolated incident and we've moved past it and all this kind of foolishness. Man, come on. So there's a lot of gunk around this. There's a lot of stuff surrounding this that we got to get into tonight. We got some audio from some people who sound very, very stupid and ridiculous. One being the owner, one of his teammates, the coach of the team. They all sound like idiots, and it's so great that it's this team too, because the last time that I spoke about this cat was when everybody had their panties in the bunch, because Odell Beckham Jr. was throwing a fit. He was going crazy. He was going insane. He's a crazy man. He's a madman. But you know what Odell Beckham Jr. ain't doing, as far as we know? Yeah, he ain't beating up no woman. He ain't doing that. But apparently, one of these things is a distraction. The other thing, nah, I'm good. You know what I mean? And it shows the hypocrisy of so many people, like the fans of the team. And I talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Like, it's okay. My man, John Kincaid, host down here in Atlanta, a guy who helped me out a lot in this business. he tweeted about it. He was like, yeah, let's see how hypocritical these damn Giants fans are. The same ones who booed Greg Hardy. You let this kid Josh Brown hit a game winner, you'll be losing your damn mind in a good way. It's just ridiculous. And then there's the NFL, right? Taking their normal stance on things. Like, wait a minute, we didn't know. Like this, like I'm the guy who says this all the time. You can't be the all-knowing, all about everything person or organization, and then when it comes down to something negative, you can't play the I don't know card. That same thing these college coaches do. And we'll talk about Rick Pitino before the show's out as well. You know, yeah, I know everything that's going on. Everything that good happens under my umbrella. Graduation rates, this, that, and the other happens under my watch. Next thing you know, somebody got hoes in the dorm room banging the recruits and dancing for money. All right, what do you mean? What you mean? I ain't know nothing. I knew nothing. Jim Boeheim, Roy Williams, all these cats. Don't nobody know nothing when the hammer's about to drop on some kids. Same thing here. The NFL. What you mean? We ain't know nothing. Like, how are we gonna get the tape of Ray Rice punching that woman in her face? First of all, you don't need a tape. I didn't need one. Like for people, for anybody to get like overly angry seeing this 240-pound tailback punch a woman in the face and knock her unconscious. Like, the description is enough for me. Like, it happened when I saw the tape, it happened in much the general way that I thought it was in my mind. The way it played out in my mind. It was just as bad. It was a grown man punching a woman in her face and knocking her unconscious. So let's fast forward now, because Ray Rice will make another appearance in this conversation as well, to this whole Josh Brown situation. The NFL ain't know nothing. By the way, TMZ got the damn Ray Rice tape. And they was like, yeah, can we get that? And got it. You know what I mean? So there's that. But then here you have the NFL. Apparently everybody else knew that this woman told the police, this dude beat me up at least 20 times. At least 20 times. He pushed me down when I was pregnant. But that wasn't enough. Apparently not. Because here's what the owner, John Mara, the owner of the Giants, had to say about the situation. Listen how stupid this dude sounds. This is on his weekly, on a radio interview, maybe a weekly spot. I don't remember.
He's admitted to us that he's abused his wife in the past, and I think what's a little unclear is the extent of that. But what we've read about is obviously disturbing, and we think we need to gather some more information before we make a final decision.
Okay, you heard right. He said we knew, so this kind of just goes against everything they just said, right? We knew that homeboy beat up his woman. But what we didn't know was the extent of it. Where they do that at? Like, I don't even understand what extent it is. Like, if you beat up your woman, is you saying 10 times is okay, or 5 times is okay, but 20? Now that we know it is 20, well, shoot, it's a damn problem now. Nah, it's the same dude who 2 years ago, when he was talking about the black kid Ray Rice, oh no, we got to get stronger. The policy's got to be increased. We can't have this in our league. All these things were said. Yeah, all those things were said then. But now, when it's your man, dude, you just hitched your wagon to with a 2-4 year extension, something like that. 2 years, $4 million of an extension. Now it changes. See why I'm always talking about hypocrisy, man? Because people, especially people with money, they just kind of throw it out the window. I don't have to stick to the things I say that I believe in. Why? Who cares? Yeah, I said one thing about one guy, and now I'm saying a totally different thing about another guy. We want him to get help, and we feel like he's getting help and all this kind of stuff. Meanwhile, because I don't know if you guys remember this, Ray Rice was getting ready to play football. Like, he was in the preseason. Remember? And he did that press conference at practice, and he had all his teammates around him and all that kind of stuff. He was right there, ready to rock. Then the tape came out. When the tape came out, it was like, oh my God, look at this cat on this tape punching this woman. Now we got to suspend the dude. Or no, the Ravens cut him. Then it was like, we got to suspend him. But we got to suspend him indefinitely now because everybody mad because we only gave him 2 games. How you go from 2 games for Ray Rice initially? Then there's this policy that comes out, the NFL policy against domestic violence that says it's a minimum of 6 games. But then you say because of mitigating circumstances, homie only gets 1 game. It would seem that if he didn't get 6, he was supposed to get 0 then. Does it not? Because 1 game is not even in the equation. It's like you just pull that out your ass. Because it's like, I don't know, maybe he did something, I don't know, but just in case he did, here's a game. Take this with you. Nah, it's got to be one or the other. Based on what you put on paper. But by the way, these mitigating circumstances, I'm very, very cautious when using like terminology like victim blaming. But there is no other way. There is no way around that. It's what it is. They said because this woman, who just like I said weeks ago, when this terminology was brought up weeks ago about mitigating circumstances, how she didn't fully cooperate with the investigation, so they tried for 10 months and couldn't get to the bottom of things because of her. Like she was the only source they could have tapped into to get this dude and to get this dude on the domestic violence tip. And I said it at the time. What you expect her to do? Cut off her nose to spite her face? Like I said at the time, I would be willing to bet this woman ain't got her own career, and if she got one, it ain't worth $1 million. She got to worry about her kids and the finances that he's brought in. Then when you hear the stuff that he wrote, because that's the new information that came out. For those of you who don't know, he had a journal that was confiscated that was detailing all the abuse that he doled out to his ex-wife, his now ex-wife, how he treated her like a slave, how he used finances to control her. Damn right, I knew that from the beginning. So when people start hollering out, well, she could have just left and oh really? Why didn't she talk to the NFL? Why you think? She saw what happened to Ray Rice. You know what Ray Rice is doing now? And I don't know if he's getting paid to do it, but he's going around reading books to kids with a former porn star. I swear this to be the truth in Baltimore. And talking about domestic violence to kids. I swear this to be the truth. Yeah. And still putting out these workout videos to show people that he can be an NFL running back again. My man, that's over with. You know what I mean? And like, I don't care. Like, people love to talk about everybody deserves a second chance. Everybody does not deserve a second chance. Maybe Ray Rice deserves a second chance. I don't know. But you know who determines that? The people who give you the second chance. It ain't for me to say. You know what I mean? Everybody don't deserve a second chance, though. People get second chances that don't deserve them because people say that nebulous type stuff as though it's some sort of gospel, but it's not true. It's not. You think Charles Manson deserves a second chance, or what's the other dude's name? Jeffrey Dahmer? You think these dudes deserve second chances at things? No. Hell no. But let other people tell it. Everybody does. No, it's not. That's not the case at all. It is the One Mike with Big Mike show here on a Friday. Getting through this conversation here on Josh Brown, man. I'm on some I told you so stuff right now. Feel me? You know what I mean? And the one, like, shout out to my guy too, Jim Trotter. Like, Jim Trotter has been on ESPN, and I've said this before, man. He's a friend of the old Sports King show. Jim used to come on the show all the time before he got the gig with ESPN. He was when he was working with Sports Illustrated. Jim used to come on during the weekend and holler at us all the time, man. And he's the one dude, and the one black dude that gets on TV and just, you know, and gives it to you real. And then the thing about Jim too is, like, he don't have no aggressive tone to his voice. Like, Jim is like real, like, sublime in his voice, but the message is very, very clear. And he's the guy who brought up the racial aspect, and I'm waiting on somebody to do it. Like, who gonna do that? Bring up the racial aspect, because yeah, of course. Like, if you look at the picture that I've posted with this video, if you're listening on Spreaker or if you're listening on my website, you'll see like the video, the artwork, and it's a split screen of Josh Brown and Ray Rice. But it goes deeper than that. You know what I mean? Because there are other cats that we kind of just forget about, right? You remember, who remembers Jonathan Dwyer? Remember Jonathan Dwyer? Jonathan Dwyer got that. He caught a domestic violence arrest. Something he was accused of headbutting his wife, like Chad Ochocinco did. Accused of headbutting his wife after she bit his lip because he was trying to kiss on her and she wasn't feeling it, so she bit him on the lip and then he headbutted her. This is all alleged. I don't know how or if the case was resolved, but this was the case. Like, he didn't even walk out of the jail yet, and he was cut from the team, straight up cut. The Cardinals, same team, cut another kid who they had gotten by way of the Steelers, but it played somewhere before that and got into some domestic violence trouble too. And like as soon as it hit, they was like, nah, we gotta get rid of your ass too. He was a practice squad kid. Tavares Jackson. You remember Tavares Jackson? With all these people running around here looking for quarterbacks and remember the damn Patriots was about to put Danny Amendola or whatever, Julian Edelman at quarterback. Tavares Jackson at the beginning of the season and offseason, he wanted to play, but he caught that domestic violence thing. The charges were later dropped. But this stuff happens to these dudes and we don't see them no more. Meanwhile, this white boy, Josh Brown, he catches a charge, and guess what happens? He gets more money. You feel me? Now, I mean, you can talk about him being the most accurate kicker outside of Adam Vinatieri and all that, but at the end of the day, you can't be the owner of the team that says, there's no place in the game for this. Apparently, there is a damn place for it. It's on your damn team. You want to beat up chicks? Play for the Giants, straight up. If you want to dance in the end zone, and take your helmet off, don't, because now you're the distraction. I heard Ben McAdoo said that Josh Brown won the distraction. Here's what else Ben McAdoo had to say.
We're not going to turn our back on Josh. He's a teammate, and he's a guy that we're hoping makes strides. Josh is a man of faith. He's a man that has taken steps to try to improve himself. And you try to support him so he can get better. We're not worried about the distractions. We're not worried about the outside noise. We need to focus on each other and winning a football game.
Yeah, I bet you ain't now. Last week you was, though. You was worried about all kind of distractions last week. Eli, your quarterback, was talking about him. Now all of a sudden, you get caught with your pants down, figuratively, of course, and you got this woman beater on the team. All of a sudden, no distraction here, ain't nothing to see here. We gonna push on. The things you think are, they are. You know what I mean? Like this, I'm definitely not the person, and we see it all the time. If you're on Black Facebook or Black Twitter, you see the people that can find racism in everything. I'm not that dude, but I know it when I see it. You know what I mean? I know the difference, and it may not even be flat out racism. But there is a racial component to it that makes you look at one dude and start giving him every sort of benefit of the doubt you possibly can. Oh, he's a man of faith. Oh, he's a good guy. Oh, he needs help. He's sick and all these kind of damn things. Greg Hardy's a monster, though. And he may well be. I mean, he about to start doing MMA. He going to get his damn face kicked the hell in. And it may be exactly what he deserves. Ray Wright's a monster, though. You heard this old lady say, this is the first and only time this has ever happened. That's what you heard this old lady say. But this dude, Josh Brown, his ex-wife said it happened 20 times, and once when she was pregnant. I don't know. At a certain point, like people, and I mean everybody, not just football players, everybody got to look themselves in the mirror. Because I've said this before, and I know a lot of people don't want to hear it because it sounds like I don't know the word I'm looking for. Like, I'm just trying to, say some outlandish stuff. But I truly believe, this world, man, the same way I say this country hates me because I'm black, just inherently hates me, the world hates women. Just look at the history of this planet and the treatment of women within it. And if you really want to get to the deepest depths of what I'm talking about, and why it's that way, here's the part that people really don't want to hear. Look in any holy book, whatever you believe in, Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, your Catholicism, whatever you believe in. Just look in those books that you read, those holy books. and look at the roles of women in those books. Yeah, they're like doormats, man. And all that stuff through generation upon generation upon generation, it just continues to reform itself. It's real talk. So now that we have this culture of these old white men in the NFL who can straight face say, we knew he beat his woman, but did not know the extent of it. Like, would anyone say that in any other situation? You know what I mean? Like, we know he beat this dude up in the bar, but how bad did he beat him up? Nah, you just taking your ass to jail. The NFL gonna suspend you. All this stuff gonna have. There is no degree of how you jumped on somebody, but for whatever reason, in this case, not for whatever reason, I know why, because he's a white boy and everybody likes him. And then there's this thing about he doesn't look like that guy, or he's not that kind of guy. What the hell does that even mean? Do people feel like, because his teammates are idiots too, Victor Cruz and Jason Pierre-Paul, excuse me, the one-handed bandit, excuse me, and Antonio Rogers-Cromartie. I think I got some sound from DRC as well. Yeah, here's some DRC sound right here.
He definitely, he talked about it, in our little status we have, and you just go on. The main thing is you got to have the support, and I think he definitely had a support system. I know I'm behind him. I definitely a guy that looks up to him, so I'm here for him. I know it's kind of hard to believe, hard to read, but I just got to go off what I know of him personally. I don't know that relationship, and I just know him.
He's an idiot. He's an idiot. Because he's the same dudes who talk about how, if it's a gay dude in the locker room, it's going to be a distraction. Tony Dungy. One of the first ones to use that, right? But meanwhile, it's dudes in there that's like, and then that beat they women, and now you have dudes that's saying, I'm cool with it. Where's this Jason Pierre-Paul crap? Yeah, here he is. Jason Pierre-Paul. The man who you can already damn question his judgment. The reason he got one damn hair as it is, quote unquote, doesn't matter. He says, quote, we're all family around here. People have their own problems to handle. He's still our brother and we look past it. We're going to need him. What in the hell is that? We'll look past it. Like, when it comes to situations like this, I'm always going to say that people with that attitude, the Joe Paternos of the world, that will look past it, you're just as culpable. You're just as douchey as the dude that's doing it. Because while people can make that excuse for him, or he's got to nail this, or he was touched when he was a child, and all that kind of stuff, when people can say all that kind of stuff for him, what the hell is your excuse? You're just a dumbass. He keeps talking too. Where is it? Oh, when they asked him about this kid being cut, Josh Brown being cut, quote, why should he be cut? Every guy needs a chance. Same thing I just got through talking about, right? Even a guy, and they asked him, even a guy who's been accused of nearly 24 incidents. This dumbass says this. Who knows? You weren't there. All right. All right, my man. That's it. That's it then. If you wasn't there to see it, but this dude in his own handwriting wrote it, that he did this, that he treated his woman as a slave, that he did things in front of his stepson to his woman. That's still ain't enough to believe it? That just means you're stupid and you don't want to believe it, because that's your man. This is why I'm always saying, ladies and gentlemen, that's why you can't go that hard for nobody. Nobody. Because we're human, and humans are designed to let you down. Now, there's levels to it. Now, every human ain't a murderer or a woman beater, but just by sheer imperfection, human beings are designed to let you down. I'm gonna come back, do on this day, and I'm gonna continue this conversation because I got some more stuff on this. Shout out to the homie Big L, man. Big L been checking in strong, man. He says no. They say it's so sad. He's such a good person. ESPN talking right now. Yeah, exactly. Like, me and these people, we got way different impressions on what a good person is. Dude, let me tell you this before we break. Actually, you know what? I'll talk about this. A personal situation of mine when we come back from the break. That's like a real radio tease right there, by the way. It's like some official like radio stuff. Like, yeah, hang on over the break. You're going to hear this awesome story. I ain't going to oversell it like that. It may not be too damn awesome. But it's real. It's personal. And it definitely relates directly to this situation. This is the One Mic with Big Mike show here on Spreaker.com and the Spreaker app. Tune in as well as my website, onemicwithbigmike.com. I'm here and I'm live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday starting at 7 o'clock. I'm also on Facebook, on the Facebook page, facebook.com/1MIC, Check in with me like Big L has in my live interactive chat room. Just click on that little thought bubble you see on the streaming player. You can also text me at 404-902-8104. I got an ignorant text the other day, too. I'll share it with you guys later on. Or you can just leave your comments below the streaming video on the Facebook page. I'll be right back.
I have one question for you. Do you or someone you know run a business that could benefit from additional exposure? The One Mic with Big Mike show is currently taking on new sponsors and advertisers. One Mic with Big Mike is currently syndicated across 8 different online platforms, and your company's name could be heard and seen across all 8 as well.
Let's get to work.
Please send all inquiries to Mike at onemicwithbigmike.com. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your continued support.
All I need is one mic.
Attention men under the age of 35. You know what really impresses the ladies? When a guy has a few drinks and later gets pulled over for buzz driving. That could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. There goes let's grab dinner and a movie. Oh, I know. You drive more carefully when you're buzzed. You've proven that hundreds of times. A woman admires that kind of confidence. And you've practiced how to speak if a cop does pull you over. Slowly, clearly, and politely like, "Good evening, officer." A woman admires that kind of foresight. And what woman doesn't find it adorable that you call it buzzed even though the law calls it drunk? You could kiss $10,000 goodbye, along with any chance of having a girlfriend. Because nothing says, "I'm a catch," more than a guy who lives in his parents' basement and calls it my place.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
And now back to One Mic with Big Mike.
And here we go.
Hey, they know. Welcome back to the One Mic with Big Mike show here on a Friday. Kicking it, getting into this weekend. It's going to be cold as hell when we get up in the morning here in the ATL, man. Fall is about to be officially here, maybe for a day or two. It'll be like 40 tomorrow and then 90 the next day. It's crazy. This global warming thing is for real, for real, for real. I'm here and I'm live on Spreaker.com. I'm on the Spreaker app as well, Spreaker.com. Make sure you guys sign up for your free Spreaker accounts like the homie Big L has, and that way you guys can follow me on Spreaker and get the accounts. You guys can get the alerts when I go live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Also, you guys can jump right in the live interactive chat room. When you have your own account, you just click on that little thought bubble. Boom, you're in the building. I'm also live on TuneIn if you got that app on your phone. And I'm on onemicwithbigmike.com website. Make sure you text me at 404-902-8104 to get your thoughts in. You can also leave your comments below the live streaming video here on Facebook Live. I realized the other day why people are so annoyed with the Facebook Live situation. Not my particular situation, but my man Rob Calloway, who brings us our question of the day, which is, and Big L, you can answer this question of the day right from the chat room. I want to know how fat you think Eddie Lacey is going to get after this ankle surgery. He ain't going to be able to work out. He's going to be eating his ass off. He ain't going to be able to run. He's going to be down for like 8 weeks before he can come back and play some football. And we already know Eddie Lacey got weight problems. So my question is, how fat do you think he's going to be when he get back? Rob made this post about like Facebook need to get rid of the Facebook Live thing. And I guess he was getting annoyed by the alerts that pop up, like so-and-so is going live. I don't know what's happening in 2016 where people just can't, just ignore people. You know what I mean? Because I just ignore it. It's never gotten to me. I see them all the time. And the other day, if you know how the Samsung phones work, where you have to swipe down from the top to get the other menus and all that kind of stuff. Well, as I'm doing that, an alert came up, and I accidentally hit the damn somebody went live or whatever. And I'm looking at my phone, and I'm like, what the hell is this dude doing on my phone? And I realized what I'd done. It was some dude riding in the car just singing along with the radio. Tell my man, I love this song. I was like, all right, now I understand. If that's what people doing, like, I'm here trying to do business. You know what I mean? I'm trying to do, like, some real work. And you D-bags just in traffic singing along with Mariah Carey or something. Stop it, man. Get some business about yourself, man. Nobody care about that. Like, I can see why that could be, but the alerts themselves, like, whatever, man, just ignore it. You know, just keep it moving. It's not that big a deal. I just think people nowadays, they want to be annoyed about something. Yeah, dude. Yeah, Big L said that boy gonna be 40 pounds extra at least. God. Yeah, man, get happy unemployment, I guess, dude. Anyway, let's take a look back real quick.
Now, let's take a look back. On this day.
All right, we got a couple here for you on this day. Let's get through them so we can get back to this Josh Brown conversation. On this day in 1966, the U.S. Congress approved the AFL-NFL merger, which became just the NFL. On this day in 1973, Fred Dreyer of the Los Angeles Rams became the first NFL player to record 2 safes in a single game. The Rams defeated the Green Bay Packers 24-7. You say, who is Fred Dreyer? If you grew up in the 80s, there was a show called Hunter. When TV in America was like super duper white. Like you had freaking The Cosby Show, and you had like B.A. Baracus on the A-Team, and that's all your black stuff on the TV. And maybe you could watch Nell Carter or like Arnold them, but Arnold Jackson them was like, you know what I mean, that wasn't the late 80s. Anyway, that's who Fred Dreyer is, man. He played Hunter. He ended up being an actor. On this day in 1984, Steve Jones runs the Chicago Marathon in a world record 2 hours, 8 minutes, and 5 seconds. On this day in 1988, the Boston Celtics beat Yugoslavia 113-85 in Madrid, Spain. I meant to delete that one. Sorry. On this day in 1998, the New York Yankees set a Major League Baseball record with 125 victories for their regular season and postseason combined. On this day in 1989, Beachram Lee and... Nah, I don't care about that one. And the last one is, on this day in 1989, the Houston Cougars become the first major football team to gain 1,000 yards in a game. Now, hold on. Was that an Andre Ware team? 89? Nah, because I was young. Somebody check on that. See who the quarterback was on that Houston team in 89. Was that Andre Ware? He won the Heisman, but I think Andre Ware won the Heisman in the 90s. Anyway, that is your final. It's your final on this day of this week here on the One Mike with Big Mike show. All right, now getting back to what we were talking about before the break, this Josh Brown thing. And I told you guys that I had a personal story on things like this. And it's really why I don't really, not really why, but to give you guys a glimpse into me and why my attitude is the way it is. And that my attitude about this kind of stuff has been that way. One of my best friends in life at the time, you know, we grew up together, knew each other since we was like 12, 13 years old. We're no longer friends because he's a guy who felt like he needed to do all those intimidating things and putting his hands on his woman and all that kind of stuff and telling her like she was going to kill him. And at the time, her and my old lady worked together. So they were friends before all this stuff went down. And when she tells me that this woman's coming to work saying like if something ever happens to me, he did it. Like, okay, I'm thinking like, okay, what kind of friend am I if I don't say something? Like, I don't be in people's business. But that kind of stuff, you know, you gotta be better than that. Like all this stuff about like, yo, it's a locker room and we don't indulge in people's business. You're an idiot. Because what if he kills this woman and you said nothing? Feel me? That's what I'm thinking about. So I called this dude and I'm like, look, man, that can't be a thing. Because he's calling before. I was like, man, I like to have to kill old girl. And then say to me stuff like, Andre Ware was the quarterback. Boom, look at me with the effing sports trivia Jeopardy stuff, whatever. Yeah, man, Andre Ware was like airing that joint out back in the day. Hell yeah. And then that kid Kingsler, started with a K, was right after him. I think he played a couple of years with the Lions as well. Andre Ware played for the Lions, and then this kid Klinger or whatever his name was, David Klinger. Anyway, back to what I'm saying. So I called my man. I was like, look, dude, that can't really be a thing, cuz. You know what I mean? Oh, man, you know I don't be meaning that. Like, he don't even know that I already know. He tried to choke this girl out in front of her son. right, in front of their son. He don't even know I know that part. So he's trying to tell me all these excuses and all that kind of stuff. Then cuz gets mad at me. You know what I mean? Talking about like he got this new pastor that's saying that he shouldn't be having those conversations with me anyway. And, you know, they're couples therapists. I was like, you know what? Both of those people are idiots. You've known me since we were kids. You just met both of them. How the hell can they tell you not to talk to me? I was like, you know what? That's cool. You know what I mean? Like no one is in my life that permanently at all, cuz. And this is why I'm always talking, you don't go that hard for nobody. Like that could be my man, that could be my brother, and he was just like my brother. But then when it comes to a situation like that, you feel like you got to do all that to have a hold on your relationship? Because one of the last things I told him, like, look, man, if you can't be an adult enough to talk to your woman and have a disagreement with her, yeah, you probably need to end the relationship. Because ain't gonna be no sense in them kids not having no parents, you killing her, and you end up in jail, cuz. That's too strong, though. You know what I mean? You can't, apparently, you can't come at a dude who like to hit on women that strongly. You know what I mean? They get attitudinal. So, yeah. my man, who was my man since we was kids, we no longer speak, and I'm fine with it. I'm more than fine with any of that because of situations like that. Because I can't be no punk. Feel me? Like me and my woman we can disagree on stuff, but we're adults. At some point, you come back and you say, all right, this is my point of view. This is my point of view. You still might not agree. But just out of respect, man. And the one thing I notice about people like that, too, they love to talk down a woman. You know what I mean? Oh, man, she's so stupid, man. She's so this, she's so that. And, like, have the conversation with you like you supposed to start doing the same thing. But my mind works like this. Like, if I'm with this chick that's so stupid and so retarded and all these type of things, what that say about me as a man if I chose her? You know what I mean? I'm looking at dudes like that. Like if she's all these terrible things, what does that make you? Nah, I guess that ain't how it works. that ain't the logic that goes into these type of things. I'm the man. But again, I tell you, man, look throughout history, man. Biblical times, you know, there's stories in the Bible about this kind of stuff. And you don't look at it that way. For example, this is the last thing I'm going to say about that part of it, because I know how you folks get about your God and all this kind of stuff. That story that people love to reference and people like to quote and say, he who was without sin cast the first stone. That seems like a heroic stone of Jesus coming in and rescuing this woman from being stoned to death. But how many people actually realized why she was about to be stoned? Yeah, she was being accused of adultery. Now, here's what you know about adultery. That means you had sex with somebody outside of either your relationship or their relationship. But the key thing about what I'm saying is that she was the only one there. And I can only assume that if it was her and another woman, because of the times and because of the book I'm referencing, yeah, there have been two bras about to get stoned to death. For whatever reason, the guy who she banged, whether it was somebody else's husband or whatever, or she was the married one, she was the only one up there about to get stoned. That's just one example. It's the woman's fault. From the beginning of that book, the Holy Bible, every bad thing that's happened in this world is traced back to something disobedient or bad that a woman did. This is not me making this up. Just saying, man, look around, zoom out. This stuff that we talking about in the NFL, this rape culture, that's a new buzzword, the rape culture that exists, that people say exists in America. Nah, man, it's a worldly thing. You know, the way we treat women, the way we view women, it's real talk. So this kid Josh Brown, yeah, he's a product of that. Like, yeah, guess what happened? I got molested when I was a kid, so now I'm gonna beat up on women. You know what's funny to me when I hear stuff like that? And I don't discredit the emotional toll that stuff can have on a kid. I don't. But why is it that he don't choose to beat up on dudes? You know what I mean? Like, he plays a physical sport. And at some point, he chose to play the most non-physical position. Wonder why that is. You know? I mean, you still mad, ain't you? Why you ain't be a linebacker, cuz? Fullback or something. You hitting people. Hitting other grown men. Nah, homie said, because I got touched as a child, I'm gonna beat up women. Get your dumb ass out of here, man. Like, I'm good on that whole logic. Cause mad is mad, right? I guess not. Here's the other thing about what's going on with the NFL too, by the way. It's a good chance that even after all this stuff plays out, because now he's on, the team's in London. He didn't make the trip to London. Now he's on the exemption list. You feel me? Where he's going to still be able to get paid while they do this investigation. Whatever, man. And the crazy part is that they probably won't even, because of the box that they put themselves in the NFL, I mean, they probably won't even be able to change the punishment. Because you remember, that's what they did to Ray Rice. They tried to up his punishment. Ray took that ass to court. And the court was like, nah, you got to reinstate this dude immediately. You can't punish him twice for the same thing. So what I'm reading is that they're going to try to, like, fabricate some stuff on this dude and try to figure out if he lied during the questioning about it or whatever. Yep, you know what? You know where that's effed up at? The owner already said he told us everything. The owner of the team already was like, nah, he ain't lied. He told us everything that he did. So where you go from that? You gonna cut him? He's gonna become a pariah. No one's gonna want to sign him. But then there's the other traumatic trickle down effect of that no one, like, none of these crackpot a-holes ever want to talk about the woman or the kids involved. Oh man, that's my teammate, man. That's my brother. You know, Antonio Rogers Camardi. You know, he leads the Bible study group. Man, get your dumb ass out of here with that. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? You think everybody that walk around that's been a serial killer is walking around with like fire coming out of their ass that you can see them coming from a mile away? Hell no. These are the same ones, same dudes who everybody thinks, you know, the youth minister is the one molesting all the damn kids. The dude that everybody trusts. He's a man of faith. I don't give a damn. That's some of the most ridiculous justification that I've ever heard when it comes to something like this. And none of these dudes. If you remember during the summer when all that stuff was going on at Baylor and all these dumbass kids was tweeting like, yeah, it's unfair to Art Browse. That's our leader. So-and-so, this Sean Oakland's a good kid. No one's mentioning the victims. No one's mentioning these women at all. Why? Why ain't nobody? Everybody's like, man, he's going through a hard time. I feel so bad for him. You feel bad for his kids because now, because he's a dumbass and because the NFL's a dumbass, his income is about to stop. The assumption is going to be that his kids need that income. So now the adverse effect of everybody being stupid in the situation, because they could have just suspended him for the 6 weeks, because that's what the rules say. Right? And then when all this stuff came out after the fact, they could have just landed on that. The NFL could have landed very, very comfortably on that. Yeah, look, man. When we came up with this policy, everybody was on board, said it had to be at least 6 weeks. He did it 6 weeks. Now he's back playing. And people would have still been mad, but guess what? The NFL would have already insulated their decision. Hey, let's do one game. 2 years after you able to do 2 games, and everybody lost their holy mind. NFL throwing on these dumbass PSAs with Chris Carter crying on them and all that kind of stuff. These awkward ass PSAs. And people, oh man, the NFL cares. You know how much the NFL cares? You see all these dudes running around wearing pink because of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. You know what also this month of October is? Yeah, it's Domestic Violence Awareness Month too. Sure is. Guess how much you've heard about that? Exactly. Nothing. This organization who's like, yeah, we all about the domestic violence and the awareness, and we got to clean up America, and we got to be the front runners and all this. It's bullcrap. And here's why from the beginning. This isn't just me talking today. Early on in the game, with the Ray Rice stuff and all that stuff, there's a name that I don't ever want anybody to forget. And every time this stuff comes up, I always bring this cat up. There's a kid that used to play for the Kansas City Chiefs. His name is Javon Belcher. Now, I don't have any sort of kinship or any relationship previously with Javon Belcher, but I think his story is very, very, it's a very, very adequate story when these things come up. It's more than adequate. He's the kid who got into an argument with his old lady, killed her, shot and killed her in the room next to where his baby was sleeping, got in his car, drove to the Kansas City Chiefs facility, and when, was it Scott Pioli? The GM, and Romeo Crennel was the head coach at the time. Came out to the parking lot to meet him. He told him thank you and then blew his own damn head off. Now, when you want to start talking about cases of domestic violence, people say, well, you can't grade them. Of course you can. You know what I mean? Of course you can. Of course you can rate them. That don't mean you're saying one is good and one is bad, but one is a lot worse. Take the Ray Rice case. His woman, what was her name? Janelle? I can't remember her name. I think it was Janelle, though. You know what she was able to do after their situation? Live and breathe. You know what Javon Belcher's old lady was doing? Getting put in the damn box and into the ground. But here's the caveat to the Javon Belcher situation. This is why the NFL never brings that up. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention. That name never gets uttered. Ray Rice's name comes to the forefront every time they talk about domestic violence, don't they? Never Javon Belcher. Here's why. Because after Javon Belcher killed himself, his mom was like, this ain't my son. My son don't do things like that. She donated his brain to research. Guess what they found? Janae Palmer, now Rice. Yes. I don't even know what I said. Her name is Janae, Ray Rice's old lady. The reason they don't talk about Javon Belcher, his mom donated his brain to science. And you know where I'm going with this. What they found in his brain. They found the tau proteins, the chronic traumatic encephalopathy, CTE. They found that in his brain. The NFL don't care about you beating on your woman. The last thing that they want is for somebody to figure out that these dudes are getting hyper aggressive because they're getting banged in the head from playing football for years and years and years. That's the last thing. Whether there is an actual connection or just a perceived connection, doesn't matter to the NFL. A perceived connection is all some mom needs to not sign her 8-year-old up to play tackle football. That's it. So Javon Belcher, we can't talk about that. Hell no. Can't talk about Javon Belcher. Let's talk about Ray Rice, though. People saw the video of that. You think somebody needs to see a video of a dude blowing his brains out? Or blowing the brains out of his woman for you to get the picture? I don't. I totally understand what it is. I understand what it is for a dude to shoot somebody and them never to live again. And for them to kill themselves. Yeah. This is the reality that we're talking about. So when you start hearing these foolish idiots, Victor Cruz, you know, that's my guy and all this kind of stuff. Victor Cruz the same dude, by the way. Colin Kaepernick needs to stand his ass up for the pledge. Really, dude? Funny how the world works, right? Funny how things just kind of come full circle on your dumb ass. Yeah. He need to stand up. But you'll defend this dude who like to beat up on his old lady. That's amazing. That's one of the most amazingly stupid things ever in the history of stupidity, man. I'm trying to find Victor Cruz's dumbass quote. Here they are. Before we get the break here. Obviously, it's an unfortunate situation for all parties. But as a teammate, I'm behind Josh Brown. Really, dude? I just want him to get himself right and make sure that he is able to overcome these things. It's not an easy thing. Obviously involving his personal life, but as an individual, I just want him to overcome and see where it goes. Yeah, all this compassion for the dude that wanted to beat up his pregnant old lady, right? all this damn compassion for him. It ain't now one of these dudes. Now one. I hope his wife is all right. His kids now got to go through this again Going to school. Yeah, that's your damn daddy on TV, ain't it? Man, your daddy beat up your mama? No one thinks about that. Yeah, man, that's my teammate, man. That's my fam, man. Get your stupid. Like, you just heard me tell a story about a dude that was really like my fam. But when it comes to me being associated with that, I'll ride alone, man. That's real deal. Make sure you guys are answering the question of the day. It's a terrible segue. Make sure you guys are answering the question of the day as well, brought to us by sportsnewsandbrews.com. The question is, man, how fat do you think Eddie Lacey's going to get while he's out with taking care of the ankle surgery? Eddie Lacey, like, even up to, like, last week, Eddie Lacey was, like, busting out the six-pack during the summer, doing P90X and all that. It was, like, 3 weeks into the season. It's like, damn, Ed, what happened? Did somebody just hook a gumbo IV up to your arm for, like, 24 hours and just, like, filled you full of St. Louis gravy? What the hell, dude? Let's see. So before I go to break, I'll give you guys some of these answers. The homie Bubba Gray on Facebook says he'll be well over 300 pounds when he comes back. He said, buddy gonna be a right guard when he gets back. Damn. Tom Shepard says 285. Big L still saying 280. What is Ed weighing in at now? Does anybody even know? Because I know Ed's like, he don't look at the scale or whatever. Whatever, because Marlon Malcolm says he's a left guard right now. And then, the idiot of all idiots, my man Rob Calloway, sportsnewsandbrews.com. See? Dude is like Luther Vandross. Who you talking about? Fat Eddie or Little Eddie? Don't you be talking about Luther. Nah, I don't care. Luther was a fat one day, skinny the other day dude. Which was better, though? Fat Luther or Skinny Luther? I think Fat Luther had it. Like, he sounded better. Like, the acoustics was better around Fat Luther because, all the fat could absorb the sound waves, a cleaner sound with Fat Luther. Let's see what else I got on this damn stuff, man. To me, it's a shame. Heard Teddy Bruschi talking about today. Like, Teddy Bruschi especially. He's the one of the dudes that's always talking about people holding other people accountable in the locker room, and the leaders do this and leaders do that. Then today, oh yeah, man, this dude beating on his wife. Don't nobody say nothing. Everybody just mind their own business. Which one is it, man? Like, which one is it gonna be? You holding people accountable, or it's all right. Beat up your woman. I'll just stay out your business. Can you still kick? Bet. Run it. These people are so hypocritical and stupid. That's why, man, I know, and I'm reminded every now and then. Like, I'm very confident in the fact that the stuff that I see on TV and stuff like that, I'm not built for it. Because I can't just deal with stupidity on that level without being confrontational about it. You know what I mean? And I know these people got, like, mega checks attached to what they do. And it's important that they keep them checks coming in so they don't want to say the wrong thing. I just know me personally, there's a lot of things that I say that are the wrong thing to other people, but they right to me. Like, nah, man, like, if this is happening and you know it's happening and you don't say nothing, you're ridiculous, because you're the same people who love to run around talking about if it was a gay dude in the locker room, distraction. Or we're not going to talk about like with Tom Brady, right? I'm not going to talk about Donald Trump. I'm not here to cause distraction. Man, whatever, man. Like, all these people got all these different excuses about why they can be punks, but still be these tough, rough and tough football players. Kneel for the pledge? You think I want them problems? You see what happened to Brandon Marsh, didn't you? I don't want them problems in my life. All right, just shut the hell up, man. You ain't got to say nothing. You know what I mean? I understand what fear is. You know what I mean? Like, if no one had fear, there'd be no such thing as bravery. You know what I mean? You got to have the opposite. So I understand what it is, but don't like try to disguise it as something it isn't. Like, you're trying to trick people. Like, it ain't what it is, dude. You got a lot to lose, and you don't want to lose it because of pointing out wrongs and the things that people are doing wrong. And for whatever it's worth, I don't know that life. So far be it for me to judge. I don't know that life of having so much available for people to take from me. That I wouldn't just say what I want to and say and stand up for people that can't stand up for themselves. I mean, how easily people dismiss a woman. Well, I mean, she didn't want to talk to us, so what are we supposed to do? We can't do anything if she don't want to talk to us without ever saying, there's a reason she don't want to talk to you, dumbass. It's One Mic with Big Mike. We got an hour down, one to go here on a Friday. Feels good, man. Hadn't done a Friday in a couple of weeks, man, but I appreciate you guys hanging out, man. The dude Big L's being very interactive in the chat room there. Renee's in the building. You guys can join the chat room as well. Go to Spreaker or go to the Spreaker app on your mobile phones and just hit that little thought bubble icon you see on the streaming player. You'll jump right up in there. It's available also on my website, onemicwithbigmike.com. Also, while you're there, make sure you guys are clicking that little heart as well, that little like heart to show me that you like the show. Also, I'm on TuneIn live right now. And on my Facebook page, I'm streaming live video, facebook.com/1MICWITHBIGMIKE. When I get back, I'm going to read you guys this text I got the other day from somebody who listened to the show. It's pretty awesomely stupid. We're going to talk about it here on the other side of a break.
I have one question for you. Do you or someone you know run a business that could benefit from additional exposure? The One Mic with Big Mike show is currently taking on new sponsors and advertisers. One Mic with Big Mike is currently syndicated across 8 different online platforms, and your company's name could be heard and seen across all 8 as well.
Let's get to work.
Please send all inquiries to Mike at onemicwithbigmike.com. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your continued support.
All I need is one mic.
When is the best time to talk to your family about staying in touch during a disaster? When floodwaters reach your door? When wildfires are engulfing the edge of your neighborhood? Or an earthquake is destroying buildings? When a tornado is tearing through town? Or a hurricane strikes? Or is the best time perhaps today? During a disaster, you may not be able to stay in touch with your family or friends as easily as you think. And it's not always as simple as using your cell phone. That's why now is the time to take action. Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
One Mic.
All I need is one mic.
What's the name of the show?
One Mic with Big Mike.
You know, ain't nobody getting hurt, ain't nobody, there's no crime being committed.
And they say his style is too urban for the radio.
This is real life stuff that's happened to me.
Well, you know what?
You, and you.
One Mic with Big Mike.
I like to be able to do what I want to do.
A sports talk show, but no subject matter is off limits.
Meek Mill's concert is not called the Hell Yeah, I Banged Khloe Kardashian concert.
And now, your host.
Put your hands together for the one, the only
Big Mike.
All I need is one mic.
All right. Keep your pants on. I'm here to fire off a quick little email real quick during the break. It is the One Mic with Big Mike show. I'm here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7 to 9 p.m. Here being Spreaker.com. That's Spreaker.com. Spreaker also has an app for all your mobile devices. I'm also live on TuneIn again. Thanks to the good folks at TuneIn for getting me straight on that situation, and thanks to Renee for letting me know that it was not live for a couple of days there, maybe only a couple of days. I'm also live on the website, onemicwithbigmike.com. The show is also available on demand on all those 4 outlets, as well as on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Stitcher. Got my Stitcher situation straight today as well. Google Play Music. Make sure you subscribe to Google Play Music. That way, when I upload when it just uploads, the episodes upload, you get an alert letting you know that it's ready to rock, just in case you don't get to hear the show live or whatnot. Also, YouTube, you can get the audio or the video on YouTube if you're one of those people who like to just stare at people for whatever creepy reason. Yeah, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube as well. And right now the Facebook stream is going on, facebook.com/MICWITHBIG And I told you guys before we went to break, this damn text I got the other day. Cat in Tampa. Shout out to Tampa for checking out the show as well. But yeah, these are the ones you love too. Hey, One Mike with Big Mike. Love your show, brother. Okay. There's always a but, though. This is Chris from Tampa. We can talk sports all day long. Just keep the political crap, he didn't say crap, out, bruh. He's no kin to me. Calling me bruh. Look, well, man, just keep listening. Because this ain't that. That thing you think you know and you listen to all the time, as I point to the marquee and the name on it, it's my damn show. I talk about whatever I want to talk about. Things hit me a certain kind of way. Here's the other thing, dude. Like, understand what you're talking about. I don't talk politics on my show. I don't know enough about politics to talk about it. I might crack a joke or two about Donald Trump because he's an idiot, but I don't know enough about politics. The stuff I'm talking about, because this came from the other night. You know what I mean? When I was talking about the documentary, 13th, that I still definitely recommend you guys check out. And how just systematically the country, is and in the place that we're in as black people, black men specifically, that there's no way out. It is just what it is, and we just got to do the best we can within the situation. If that's politics, okay, whatever. This is something that affects me personally. And since, again, I'm the one speaking into this damn microphone, I think I'll go ahead and stay along my route. Feel free to tune out. You know what I mean? Because when I started this, my objective wasn't to talk to everybody. It's a certain group of people, like my man Big L. Big L gonna get it. And for the people like my man from Tampa who don't get it, by all means, you can go back to Dan Patrick and Colin Cowherd and all these cookie cutter situations and have fun with it. Have people asking you, give me your top 10. I'm going to give you my top 10 favorite linebackers of all time. Man, have fun with those little stupid rudimentary conversations. Here, though, I tend to have actual real conversation, man. I mean, just the kind of conversation that affects me. And sometimes I ask Renee, after it's all said and done, I ask Renee, Renee, was that too much? Did I get to rambling and things of that nature? And, Renee will tell me if I'm being an idiot. But I trust her like that. So if she don't say it's idiotic, I keep it moving. You know what I mean? And sometimes even she says it is idiotic, I still don't care. You know what I mean? Like, just because I trust her don't mean I'm going to listen to everything she damn say. Let's get through the rest of this NFL stuff. Let's start with this week's NFL schedule real quick, ladies and gentlemen. Last night, oh boy, we had a crap show on another Thursday night crap show, boy. That Chicago squad, my man Brian Hoyer broke his damn arm. Oh my God! Like this kid Adams had 1,000,000 yards from Aaron Rodgers. He threw the ball like 90 times. It's like terrible football. And I ain't watch it. I watched like the first half, and I was like, I can't keep doing this to myself. This is ridiculous. Ain't nobody. It's not true. Renee's in the chat room saying, I listen to nothing in big bold letters. I say, I do. I listen to a bunch of stuff she says. It's just a matter of implementation. Look, man, I gave you 3 video logs. 3 whole video logs, man. Just take the win, man. Take the damn W. By the way, you can go to my website, I think. The video logs on the website, Renee. Go to the website, onemikewithbigmike.com. You can see some further ramblings of mine about, I think one was about Nate Parker, what the hell's the name of the damn movie now? The Nate Parker movie with Nat Turner. I did one on that. I did one on like Trump, talk about grabbing people's pussies. Did I do another one? I think I did like 3. So go to the website and have at it. Leave your comments, criticize, do whatever you want to do. It's fine. I got tough skin, man. I'm not really that dude. I don't really take myself that seriously, so it's whatever. Look who's chiming in. I am no dose on cue. Like, see, told you, bad product. Yeah, bad football, man. Speaking of bad football, you get to see that same Giants team we talked about in the whole first hour. Get to see them take on the LA Rams at 9:30 in the morning. On did I do one on Colin Kaepernick? Did I? Huh. That happened. Yeah, I did another one on Colin Kaepernick. But yeah, LA and the Giants gonna go at it in London. Cleveland at Cincinnati. They're looking to extend, man. This is crazy. They're looking to extend Terrell Pryor. That dude has carved himself out of career after, and I'll never forget. Never forget the dude was in Seattle. People asking him, why don't you try to switch to wide receiver? I can't catch. Yeah, just Google it. This is not me making it up. Google that. Terrell Pryor can't catch. He said that. The best athlete on the field probably every week out. And I'm not even exaggerating. Every week, this dude is probably the best pure athlete on the football field. He can't, all of a sudden can't catch. Mr. Basketball, I think. Mr. Basketball and Mr. Football in the state of Ohio. He can't catch. Just being stubborn. Ever since he showed up at Oakland and showed that he really couldn't play quarterback, I was like, when is somebody just going to line this dude up outside and just start throwing alley-oops to him? When is anybody going to start doing that? And now they are. And now this dude about to get some coin in his pocket, man. So shout out to that dude. That Cincinnati squad is underachieving, man. Straight up on both sides of the football. Got Washington against Detroit. Matt Stafford, man, people are I've been down on Matt Stafford for like years. True enough. I still blame him for shortening Megatron's career. I still blame him for that. But Matt Stafford's playing some good football with not a whole lot around him this year. You know, he's got Marvin Jones and what's the other kid's name? Golden Tate. They got whoever the hell wants to play running back behind him. The kid Eric Ebron can't stay healthy. And Matt Stafford is playing some pretty good football for Jim Caldwell up there in Detroit. They're playing that Washington squad who's been on a little bit of a roll. No Jordan Reed this week, still with the concussion. Deshaun Jackson seems to have like a hamstring situation going on, but that Washington squad is rolling. They're going on the road to Detroit. You got Oakland going on the road to Jacksonville. I don't know. We had high hopes for the Jacksonville team, but they might have to get rid of Gus Bradley. That's what the reports are. Gus Bradley might just not be the guy to cultivate that talent that they have on defense and offense. You know, I'm never a fan, and I never have been, man. I just remember in my brain I could just hear Buddy Ryan saying to Randall Cunningham, "You just make me 2 or 3 plays a game and let my defense handle the rest." And from that, I don't like defensive coaches with young quarterbacks. I don't. I think a young quarterback needs an offensive mind to cultivate him and bring him along, especially now in the NFL where they don't get practice time anymore. The current CBA says you can't even talk to the kids during the off season. Basically, nah, miss me with all that. And now when you start seeing like the regression of Cam Newton and all those type of things, Ron Rivera, you know, look at Pagano up there with Andrew Luck. It's real, and it plays itself out that way. I'm going to be very interested to see what happens with this Carson Wentz kid because they've insulated this dude. They've surrounded him, man, with so much NFL quarterback offensive play calling ability around him. Frank Wright, the coach, Doug Peterson, he's set up to succeed. And if he doesn't, that just means he's bad. I mean, he's had a decent start so far, but I read something the other day that people starting to catch on to him, like his completion percentage goes like hella down. It goes like super low when he has to throw the ball left for some reason. Like right and inside the numbers, he's amazing. Got to throw the ball left and outside the numbers, not so much. Yeah, that's going to be something, you know, self-scouting. You have to look at that and repair it. Where did I leave off at? New Orleans and Kansas City. Yes, indeed. I just picked up Alex Smith this week for my fantasy team, a dude who I can't stand to watch play quarterback in the NFL. I can't at all. But, you know, you got a good matchup. This New Orleans team can't stop a damn nosebleed. And then, of course, you got Drew Brees throwing the ball for like 900 yards a game. Who they got out there with them? Brandon Cooks, Kobe Fleener, Mark Ingram, my man Willie Snead. You know what I mean? That should be a decent one if you like offensive football. I think that should be a decent one. I think Andy Reid, Travis Kelce, and Jeremy Maclin and those boys can put something together. Jamal Charles may be out again this year, man, this week because some swelling in that surgically repaired knee. Why, dude? This dude just gave me the middle finger. Why, man? Oh man, I know Joe just gave me the middle finger. What I do? You know I don't listen to myself when I'm speaking, so what did I say this time? You got to tell me, because I'm not listening to this damn awful ass show. Buffalo and Miami got Mario Williams going up against his ex team, Tyrod Taylor and the boys, on a little bit of a roll going down to Miami, trying to take care of that bad Ryan Tannehill led Miami team. Baltimore, oh God, Baltimore. I just picked their defense up too. Their pick, that's what I said. Yeah, but come on, you can't shoot you can't shoot a bird at me for claiming the fact. Yeah, dude. Like me, you, and like 9 other dudes could probably go out there and like at least drive the ball for a field goal against the damn Saints. You know what I mean? Like just go find 9 other dudes on like a Facebook group and like, hey man, let's go to the Superdome and see what we can get done. Yeah, we could at least probably get like a 3 out of it. Yeah, man. But yeah, Baltimore, man, they got to go see Geno. Geno gets to start this week for the Jets. Ryan Fitzpatrick can't stop throwing the ball to the other team, so that's the thing. Joe Flacco, they say it might be what's the kid's name? God, the big kid, Brian Mallett might be the kid because Joe Flacco got some damn shoulder soreness. This is a game that I'm interested in. Just talking about Carson Wentz. This game between the Minnesota Vikings, whose defense is just, man, they gonna murder somebody, man. It's like the Mike Tyson of defense. They're like eat your children defense going against that young kid Carson Wentz, man. Sam Bradford's found himself a certain level of resurgence in this early season. He's going back to Philly after initially wanting out, them not letting him out, and then getting blown away with a 1st and a 4th round pick. Yeah. So good. I will go ahead and let him go now. 1st and a 4th, and Sam Bradford's doing well. Eagles are doing, probably better than expected, man. The kid Carson Wentz was supposed to sit for the entire year. So with that being said, they're doing all right. Got Indianapolis and Andrew Luck going against Marcus Murray, quietly decent season. DeMarco Murray's like number 2 or 3 in the league rushing the football. He's had a bit of a resurgence. Here's the other thing that people kind of overlook, and I mentioned it last week with this Tennessee team. They've got either the best or second best offensive line, not just as a unit. Like individual guys on their offensive line, like 1 and 2 ranked by Pro Football Focus. So they got a nice little setup up there to protect their young quarterback and to lead the way for guys like Derrick Henry and DeMarco Murray. Indianapolis, it's a firestorm up there. Who knows? They still trying to run the ball behind old ass Frank Gore. Andrew Luck, the man with a million excuses. T.Y. Hilton. What's the other kid's name? Moncrief. My man from Clemson, the tight end. I can't even think of his name right now. Is it Dwayne Allen is his name? Yeah, I mean, to me, that squad ain't like horrible. The offensive line is kind of porous, but you got to adjust for that. You know what I mean? Like, Tom Brady ain't played behind a great offensive line in a good minute. You know what they do, though? Yeah. Hike, throw. Hut, throw. They don't hold no ball, trying to scramble, extend plays and all that. Man, you crazy. You know you got a bad offensive line. What the hell you doing holding the football for 15 seconds for? You got Tampa Bay and San Francisco. Oh, my God. Colin Kaepernick's second start. Carlos Hyde is hurt. It's going to be like, God, it's going to be like Colin Kaepernick and Torrey Smith, I guess. That's like the entire offense. I don't know who the hell playing running back for them or who playing the other. Oh, Curley's out there. Jeremy Curley's out there. You got Jameis on the other side of the football with Mike Evans. I don't know if Vincent Jackson, I thought he was injured. They got that other wide receiver back, and I can't think of his name either. And they've been playing a little bit better on defense as well, this Tampa Bay team. So I'm not enthused about watching that whatsoever. The New England-Pittsburgh game initially was going to be something good, but guess what? No. Landry Jones instead of Ben Roethlisberger. I'm good. Tom Brady and them going to eat because that defense is not a Pittsburgh defense of Joey Porter days and Jason Gilden days. And yeah, this ain't that. You know what I mean? This is the aging James Harrison, who, by the way, full disclosure, that's a dude that I have no problems in admitting right now, right here. There's nothing that would motivate me to mess with James Harrison. Straight up. This ain't me playing around or being like silly about it. There's nothing. Like James Harrison just like, bam, just slapped the hell out of my old lady. I'm like, man, baby, what you do? What you do to this man? Yeah, hell no. I'm not messing with that guy. But he's old, and we still talking about football, though, so he's not the same James Harrison he was when he won that defensive MVP. Seattle and Arizona Sunday night, which is customarily customarily your game, right? You got the Legion of Boom, you got the no-fly zone, Carson Palmer, Russell Westbrook, Doug Baldwin, not Russell Westbrook, wrong sport, wrong guy, Russell Wilson, Doug Baldwin, Larry Fitzgerald, all the names are there, the Honey Badger and Richard Sherman and Pat Peterson, all the names are there, but both of the Cardinals haven't been living up to the end of the bargain. The Seattle Seahawks stole one last week, which, again, not to, pour no salt into those wounds, Atlanta Falcons fans, but those things come and go. The Falcons to see a team this weekend, which I'll get to here in just a second. I kind of left them for last. Then on Monday night, you got Houston, Brock Osweiler going back to Denver. The boy Brandon Marshall said they're going to kill him or whatnot, but they don't have to do that because he already bad. He's killing DeAndre Hopkins in a contract here. This kid Lamar Miller, is now about to start facing these 8-man boxes. Like Brock Osweiler, for everything that they got, Will Fuller, they drafted Braxton Miller, for everything that they got out there in Houston, that seems like you could put a quarterback in there and say, all right, my man, if you halfway decent, man, just ready rock. Just jump in there and blast off. Not this guy. Not this 6'7", 8 pile of garbage. Not him. And then you got Trevor Siemian, who eventually, and maybe we saw a little bit of it starting last week, but you can't tell because he was coming back off an injury. The league is going to catch up to dudes like Trevor Siemian. Like, that's not – those are cute stories. When you see these dudes that's, undrafted out of Northwestern, and he studied behind Peyton Manning all year last year, man, it's very few and far between that you get the Tony Romos of the world. They're dudes who just flew under the radar. And Tony Romo was a 1AA quarterback. Like, this dude went to Northwestern. He went to a Big Ten school. So, I mean, eyes were on him just like Tom Brady. Like, eyes were on Tom Brady. People always thought all these people missed on Tom Brady. Nope. No, they didn't. He couldn't get on the damn field for Lloyd Carr. What made you think he was going to be awesome in the league? It turned out that way. There's no way of knowing that. And then I think this dude, Trevor Siemian, I think people want that story to be something. The league will catch up. The league will catch up with a dude like that here in no time. And we'll find out who he really is going forward. Now, to the game here in my fair city of Atlanta, the Hawks. The Falcons are back. I got a Hawk story, too, from yesterday. It's weird and stupid, like a lot of the stories are. Speaking of weird and stupid, make sure you guys are answering the question of the day today. I am NoDoz. You can answer this question of the day. All you guys can, as a matter of fact. If you jump in the live interactive chat room by clicking on that little thought bubble icon you see on the streaming player. If you're listening via Spreaker, the Spreaker app, or my website, onemicwithbigmike.com, or you can leave your comments below the video stream on Facebook. I got to make sure I start checking these things because apparently they go away if you don't check them like immediately. Also, you can text them at 404-902-8104. You can text anything to that number, 404-902-8104. You can text anything. It don't have to be the question of the day, brought to us by sportsnewsandbrews.com. And it is, how fat do you think Eddie Lacey is going to be after having ankle surgery and not being able to run and work out for another 8 weeks? He won't be back to the team for like 8 weeks. How fat do you think that dude is going to get? Because apparently the P90X that he was on this summer just wore off. Just like the P90X power wore off of this dude. Falcons and the Chargers Sunday. It's like one of those trap games for the Falcons because the Chargers only won 2 games. They just won one. The latest game last Thursday against the Denver Broncos. Now they only got 2 wins, so it looks like this is a bad football team, but it's not. They bad at the wrong times. They drop snaps on, game-winning field goals at the end of the game. They get real, they get it at the end, right? But they play like good football for like 55 minutes of a football game from the beginning of the season. This is a game that could definitely jump up and bite the Falcons if they're not careful. The Chargers haven't won back-to-back games, though. Back-to-back wins for these cats since 2014. Now, as far as the dynamic duo of Tevin Coleman and what's the other kid's name? What's the kid from Florida State's name, man? Devontae Freeman. It's going to be tough sledding. This is the 5th best rush defense in the league. They only giving up an average of 3.8 yards per carry. So you would think that would mean, the other half of the offense, the Matt Ryan, Mohamed Sanu. I saw some injury stuff on Mohamed Sanu today. I don't know if he's still dealing with that shoulder or whatnot. Julio, the kid number 16. It might open some stuff up for them. Toy Lolo and Jacob Tammy and those guys, the skill guys. The Falcons, just to kind of give you compare and contrast, they're number 11 in run D. And they're number 26, in pass defense, which, again, it's one of those things where, like, why drive when you can fly? You might be in the top half of the league in run defense because you don't get no pressure on the passer at all. This offensive line is average. So there's going to be some opportunities here, but there's been opportunities previously in the Falcons and take away the Denver game. They ain't made no quarterbacks uncomfortable. That first game of the season with James Winston, that dude was back there playing 7-on-7. Straight past Skelly, cuz. Speaking of tight ends, they got two good ones. Well, I mean, Antonio Gates has been a good one. Let me say that. He's been a good tight end for a long, long time. He's dealing with injuries. You can't beat for all the time, man. And his body's starting to betray him a little bit, so he's trying to get healthy from a hamstring injury, which we all know. That's one of those things that you really don't do. They jump up and bite you, and then they kind of just linger. They linger until you can just rest it, which is essentially the offseason. But they got this rookie, Hunter Henry. I think I picked that kid up on my fantasy team, too, who's been, like, in the end zone every week for the last 3 weeks. So hopefully they can keep that going. For Falcons fans, I'm sure you guys want to see your first-round pick, Keanu O'Neal, show his worth, because that's what Dan Quinn told us, remember? He's going to help us out on third down, covering these tight ends. Okay, they got two of them. Let's see. As far as the offense goes, we already know the Falcons are real good on offense, second in passing with 329 yards a game, and ninth in the rushing game with 112. Now, I mentioned already this Chargers O-line, man, it's going to be they are right, but the thing is, Phillip Rivers and them, they throw the ball a lot because they got Dexter McCluster, who signed a couple of weeks ago, and then Melvin Gordon, but they only averaging something like 91 yards a game on the ground, so they like to throw to the running backs. And then Phillip Rivers is a damn statue. Like, he's there for the picking. This ain't last week with Russell Wilson and all his escapability, and you got to try to, like, contain him and make sure you stay in your rush lanes. Man, go get this damn dude. But that's been the case for a couple times. You know what I mean? That's been the case for what? Psh, man, I'm calling BS. Sorry. You get the point about Phillip Rivers. Yeah, Big L just said that Eddie Lacey is listed at 234 pounds. Let me tell you something. If Eddie Lacey is 234 pounds, because I'm Tyrese. Yeah, like I'm built like Tyrese. And as you guys, if you're looking at me on the situation, on the Facebook situation, you know that's not the case. But I will say this about myself, and I meant to tell you guys about this a while ago. I've lost like between 15 and 18 pounds in the last month. Like, my old lady was sick, so I couldn't work out. And my deal with myself, when I don't work out, I have to eat a lot better. So, like, got rid of all, like, the sugary snacks and chips and bread and all that. Got rid of all that kind of stuff. So we've been eating a lot of, like, meat and fish and vegetables and things like that. Like, bread every now and then, you know what I mean? We don't keep the bread in the house, so like the first thing you go grab is a cookie or whatever. We don't do that. And yeah, just doing that, man. And now I'm back to working out now. But yeah, I lost like 18 pounds, man. I'm like under 250. I like to rock around 250, you know what I mean? Because the old lady like to feel secure or whatnot. You feel me? So I like to rock around 250, but I had gotten up to like, 265 or whatever. I stepped on the scale today. I was like 247. I was like, maybe I drop them other three real quick, or other two, I should say, real quick, and get to about 245 and just like rock that. I think I played ball in college at between 235 and 240, so I feel comfortable. About to be 40 years old next year. I feel comfortable about 245, and hopefully I can maintain that. Look, man, my man Rodney Perry, comedian Rodney Perry, a friend of the show, man, he had a stroke the other day, man, so it's important. And Rodney ain't too much older than me. Black man, it's important, man. Take care of yourselves. As you get older, you can't just sit there and like, game on, I'm about to crush this whole large pie, meat lovers, and a beer. You can't just do that no more, man. If you want to stick around for your fam, you got to take care of yourself a little bit. So, yeah, I'll take this Eddie Lacey thing, this Eddie Lacey opportunity to like, yeah, man, just, public service announcement from your boy, man. Y'all take care of yourself, because you know what that life expectancy looking like, man. For the bruhs You know what that life expectancy looking like, and it'll keep dropping. They keep raising up that what is it called? That Social Security, that age for Social Security, because they know your black ass ain't gonna live long enough to get it. Yeah, you gotta prove them wrong, man. Get the money that they keep taking from your check every damn week. It is One Mic with Big Mike. We got another segment to go, and I want to talk to you guys about the stuff that's going on in the world of the NCAA. I'm gonna give you guys the games to watch this weekend. Of course, Monday, my man Ben Troop will be here, so we'll break them down on Monday, but I'll give you guys the couple of games that's worth watching this weekend. And I want to talk to you guys about Louisville. And for the last, 2 months, I've had this hazing thing that I wanted to talk about, and now I have the perfect opportunity. Something came out with the University of Virginia and some hazing that's man, yeah, these damn kids losing their damn mind. And I'm serious when I say that. And wait till you hear these stories. And I'm going to talk a little bit about baseball before we get up out of here as well. It is Friday. It is the One Mic with Big Mike show. I'm here live on Spreaker, the Spreaker app. Tune in. And, of course, OneMicWithBigMike.com. Let me find my commercial that I need to run real quick. And guess what? I'll be right back.
Well, I have one question for you. Do you or someone you know run a business that could benefit from additional exposure? The One Mic with Big Mike show is currently taking on new sponsors and advertisers. One Mic with Big Mike is currently syndicated across 8 different online platforms, and your company's name could be heard and seen across all 8 as well.
Let's get to work.
Please send all inquiries to Mike at OneMicWithBigMike.com. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your continued support.
All I need is one mic.
Go Caleb! Come on, head home, Jesse.
Let's go, guys.
Hey, did you guys know that kids who play sports earn more money when they grow up?
Of course. I knew that.
Hey, did you guys know that kids who read books have a bigger vocabulary?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Wow, jinx. Did you guys know that friendly children have more friends?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That's true. I knew that. Did you guys know that winter babies are better at music?
Everyone knows that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
obvious. Oh, hey, guys, did you know that most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Huh, I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure I knew that. I'm pretty sure you didn't.
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right car seat at the right age and size. Visit safercar.gov/the right seat to make sure your child is protected. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
And now, back to One Mic.
What are we waiting for? Let's get to it.
With Big Mike.
Ella, hey. Little Riri on a Friday. Hell yeah. I don't know the word. I do not know the words of any song, just hearing the beat. I could probably sing with it, when the Pandora's on and I'm in the shower. I know every word to every song except for that Designer song that I'm still convinced. He's saying chimichanga. That dude ain't said damn bit of no damn Timmy Turner. He's like, chimichanga. That's what he's saying. You got all the rest of y'all fooled. Anyway, welcome back to the One Mic with Big Mike show here on a Friday on Spreaker.com, the Spreaker app, as well as TuneIn, and OneMicWithBigMike.com. Make sure you guys are following me on Twitter and Instagram at the number 1 MICWITHBIGMIKE. Use the same handle for my Facebook, so you go ahead and like that Facebook page that I'm currently streaming live video on. Yep, still streaming live video on it. www.facebook.com/1 MICWITHBIGMIKE. The shows are available also on demand if you don't get a chance to hear the entire show, or if you're listening right now and you're like, man, this dude's a damn idiot. Maybe one of my friends would like to hear this dumbass stuff too. Yeah, share it with them. They can come back and check it out on demand. By the way, everybody who's been listening on demand, if you're listening right now on demand, you're not listening right now on demand, but if you're listening on demand when you hear me say this, I want to definitely say I appreciate you, man. The numbers are at a place that I only, at this point, said to myself, I hope one day I can get to this certain number, and consistently now I'm there, and I'm far exceeding it, and I hope to continue to grow and get a lot further and way past my own expectations. But you can go to iTunes, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Google Play Music, as well as on YouTube to get the video and the audio on YouTube if you're that type of person. Make sure you subscribe to iTunes and Google Play Music, and as well as YouTube if you're listening on demand. Or if you're not, you can go over there and do it right now. I think you can do it from the Facebook page as well. Renee, I'm looking at it. There's some tabs there. You can just click on them joints and then Boom, boom. All right, so let's move through these other stories real quick because I don't want to the rest of the NFL things ain't really nothing. Tony Cromartie's wife said he got cut because he took a knee, and that's not what happened. He was there to replace someone who freaking was hurt. Vontae Davis came back, and then they had to release him for the roster spot. That's how it works. He need to explain it to his wifey and stop blaming folks. I had this little fun list that I might even just bring back on Monday. NFL owners who you'd party with. Yeah, I might have some fun with that Monday, possibly. But let's go to the NCAA. Let's go to the land of the NCAA. Let me give you guys the games you need to check out this weekend. There's not many of them, so if you got stuff to do this weekend, you got some time you can kill. That noon situation may be cool if you want to check out Lamar Jackson in Louisville take on NC State. NC State ain't a horrible squad, and if you want to see if Lamar Jackson them can bounce back from a very close loss last week, I think it was win last week to Duke. Yeah, by all means, but that's the noon game. 3:30 got Alabama, Texas A&M. Everybody's hyping this game. These cats try to do such a wonderful job of hyping this damn game, these Alabama games. But each and every week, what happens? Alabama shows up and just murderizes somebody. Now, they got to go to College Station. They got to go play Texas A&M at their place, so that may factor in a little bit. This kid, Trevor Knight, got 9 touchdowns through the air, got 9 on the ground. Your team is averaging 40 points. For whatever reason, I thought Kevin Sutherland was about to get his ass fired, but not so much. They figured it out. Got him a little running game down there. But got Alabama coming off that damn 49-10 ass whooping they put on Tennessee last week. I don't know if the chink is necessarily in the armor. They want to start telling me about this kid Trevor Knight. You know how much trouble Nick Saban has with the dual threat quarterbacks. All right, man. How long y'all gonna live off that Johnny Manziel thing? You know what I mean? How long y'all gonna live off that? Feel me? We'll see, but I don't know that it's necessarily must-watch television, especially maybe not for the entire game. It may get out of hand, but whatever. They rolled up 400 yards rushing last week. You know what I mean? 400. All right, man. You got Arkansas, and we got Auburn going to Arkansas. That Arkansas team ain't hella trash. I thought Auburn was, but they seem to have gotten their act together after that near win to LSU that got Les Miles fired. That kind of springboarding them a little bit. They sitting cool at 4-2, looking to make a run for another bowl game. So, and they got the Iron Bowl that could save their season as well over there with Gus Malzahn and them. The defense is playing a lot better over the last couple of games, only giving up an average of like 11 points a game. So, we'll see. I think Arkansas did the best they could a couple weeks ago against Alabama, and it turned into an ass whooping again as well. So, whatever. What else we got here? LSU, who seems to be playing better as well without Leonard Fournette. He's been hurt, and I think Leonard Fournette's just playing and I'm getting ready for the league game. You feel me? Like, at this point, he started off the season with all that optimism, like, yeah, Heisman Trophy winner, I love being in college. I'm going to play my heart out. Oh, that damn hamstring went out. Bet. That ankle went out. Bet. Yeah, let me save this thing for the combine. Come back when I'm 120% better. Yeah, real deal. Ole Miss is still ranked. They've lost 3 games. Now, those 3 games, have been to some pretty good teams, but damn, they 3-3 and number 25 in the nation. No, sorry, they're 23 in the nation. LSU 25. All right, sweet. I mean, run it. And essentially, man, I think that's pretty much all you guys need to look at this week. Yeah, it ain't a whole lot of of football to watch. We got a little bit on tonight. I think South Florida's on right now. Last night, BYU played, and Miami and Virginia Tech. That damn Miami thing is falling off the rails after that Florida State loss, ain't it? Falling off the damn rails. Let me move on though before I run out of time here. I'll talk to you guys about a couple other things. The Louisville situation. Remember summer, before the summer, that chick that madam wrote a book talking about how she took the hoes over to Louisville dorm, and then they did what hoes do. Well, some of them danced, but then the other ones did what hoes do, and they had sex with the boys for money, and that was like a big deal. And the NCAA was like, we got to do something about this, don't we? Can't have college kids having sex with hoes. Of course not. You can't do that. And I guess they weren't even college kids. They was recruits. So there's that. But no, nothing happened. The NCAA was like, yeah, nothing to see here. The dude who was supposed to have been the low level coach that was organizing everything, he clammed up. He ain't say nothing. Andre McGee, yeah, he ain't say nothing, and that was like they only their only source of investigating. You know what I mean, it's like, yep, yeah, you spent 50, and then look, if I'm the NCAA too, I'm like, look, you already had your punishment. You know, them babby assholes. Did you see them brides? You know what I mean? $5,400. That dude spending a year for brides. I'm from Atlanta. For those of you who don't know, I'm from Atlanta. I'm from a city where dudes drop $5,400 just in the club on brides. You getting private service? Yeah, dude. Yeah, cause you know what? You've done your punishment. Them hoes. Yeah, if you'd have had some more respectable hoes, maybe there was a case to be made. Nah, not them brides. NCAA was like, I don't want to deal with these brides no more. Rick Pitino, he might get suspended for a couple of unimportant games, kind of like what they did with the kid with Jim Boeheim, right? A couple of games they already self-imposed, which that's the worst thing I've ever heard of. Like, if you got a black mama, like, ask your mama if that would have ever been an option when you was a kid. Like, Mom, okay. Like, I know I damn near burned the house down, but before you can say anything, I've already told myself I can't watch TV for the next 2 weekends. I've already punished myself, Mom. Yeah, good try. Hey, like, good luck with that one. Hell out of here. Yeah, Big L. Yeah, it was a mama. It was a mama and her daughters. The mama was hoeing the daughters out. That's that's real deal Holyfield, man. Like, yeah, you can't. Everybody's been punished in that situation already. You don't need to step in if you're the NCAA and do no more punishment. Everybody's been punished. Yeah, man, that was like the weirdest, wildest, stupidest thing ever. We've got to put an investigation forth because these college recruits are having sex with women in dorm rooms. My God. On a more serious tip, though, there's some ill stuff that was going on, allegedly, on the campus of the University of Virginia. I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to tell you guys the story real quick, and then I'll tell you about a couple of weeks ago, episode of Outside the Lines, man. They're talking about, like, hazing in these high school kids, hazing in like, sports. Some of the most ridiculous stuff. And look, I'm keeping it real. I don't think it's the bros. I'm going to be 100 with you because I know that when people tell these type of stories, it gets to be a certain point where it becomes important to make it kind of racially rounded. So if they could have found any examples of like the bros doing this kind of stuff to other bros, they would have told us about it. No, it was all white boys. And wait till I tell you guys the stuff that was being done. Anyway, so a lawsuit was filed. The next University of Virginia receiver, Aiden Howard, alleges that the football program promoted a culture of quote-unquote bullying, abuse, harassment, and discrimination, one which forced him into a stage fight with another player that left him with a broken eye socket. These MFers had Fight Club going on at UVA, man. Howard was also alleged, that he was routinely mocked and humiliated by his teammates, ostracized for a learning disability, and routinely called, quote-unquote, retarded. Howard is suing the University of Virginia and 6 individual defendants on 6 counts, including violations of the Americans with Disabilities Act and, of course, Title IX. Yeah, he talked about how the coaches didn't do nothing to stop the harassment that was going on. Cats was like taking pictures of him and posting them with like stuff about him being stupid. Like, I remember we had a dude that I was real cool with that I played ball with, a dude named Chad Evans, and Chad was my guy. But we used to rake Chad because he could never remember the play. Like, Chad can remember stuff like Lucky and Ringo. And for people who are not familiar with football, like, the middle linebacker calls Lucky and Ringo to basically denote where the tight end is lining up at. Lucky left, Ringo right. And for whatever reason, like, Chad couldn't do it. Like, he couldn't get it on the first time. He'd be like, Ringo, Lucky. And it was so funny. And we'd mess with him on it. But it was a different time. It was the mid-late 90s. And everybody wasn't so damn sensitive and all in their feelings or whatever. You know, people got offended for real things, like putting your hands on folks. So anyway, this dude was in this fight in the locker room. One of the coaches was a part of it, telling people not to tape it with their cell phones. The fight in which this dude had his eye socket broken. And then, like, things get even extra weird. More weird than that. This dude said he was forced to have, like, how was it? Yeah, wrestling matches while naked or partially naked, quote unquote. Who the hell could force me to do that? Because at some point, dude, we're not wrestling. Like, you're enjoying this. you're trying to like do something to me at this point. You feel me? I ain't about to follow it. You got to wrestle this other guy naked. Wait a minute, cuz. Says who? Or else what? You know what I mean? I'm gonna wrestle this dude ass naked for your enjoyment. Like, how are you getting enjoyment from this? Yeah, we got to figure this out. You know what I mean? Yeah, you ain't finna just use me for because you in the closet or whatever, and then use it like, yeah, it's so funny because we're punishing him. Nah, cuz. Nah, that ain't what's happening here. Yeah, you trying to get some live porn or something, some live gay porn. And if that's your thing, rock on. You know, ride out. That's fine. You ain't finna use me. This is why, like, this kid's name is Aiden, and I only know white dude's named Aiden. Feel me? I only know white dude's named Aiden. Like, this ain't like Tyrone. Ain't the dude like, yeah, man, they made me, bruh. I can't believe, bruh, they made me wrestle naked with this other dude. That ain't Tyrone. This Aiden doing this. There ain't no pictures of this dude on here at all. But in reading it, and it's a serious situation, by the way. It is serious, but like, I don't know how somebody makes you wrestle naked. You know what I mean? The stories that I'm talking about from outside the lines are way, way worse than this. These dudes call themselves hazing someone to be on a football team, you know, as some sort of inclusionary rituals or whatever. Like, they're sticking things in dudes' booty holes. Like, straight up. And not just things. Fingers in other dudes' booty holes. Like, come on, man. That ain't about that. There's the other things going on. You know what I mean? Like, dude, if you want to be gay, just be gay. But don't, like, be like the gay dude that's, like, you know, trying not to be gay and in the same sense assaulting some other kid. Like, one dude killed himself. One dude put a shotgun in his mouth and killed himself, and his moms and pops didn't realize what happened, what the things that were happening to him until way, way after that, until somebody told. One of the white boys that did it, I think he went to jail for like 4 days, straight up. These people, ever. He admitted to doing it. They showed the footage of the kid, and it was 3 kids. One kid was like, I could have stopped it. And that's the other thing I don't understand. Like, who sits around and watches that happen to another human being? Like, I know it was like 20 years ago when I was in high school, but have things changed that much? Like, we had our things that we did. You know what I mean? Like, our receivers, they called themselves the posse. And they were like some terroristic dudes. Like, they like the young dudes that just be like somewhere in the locker room getting ready, and they hear somebody holler, "Posse up!" And that means they about to get put in the locker, or they about to get dunked in the cold tub or something like that, right? But then there was like guys like me and other dudes who was like seniors that because we went through stuff, and there was always somebody who was like, all right, man, quit. That's enough. You know what I mean? Like, some dude to step in and was like, all right, man, stop before you mess around and hurt this cat or whatever. So things never went too far. Somebody got put in the locker, somebody like me or a couple other dudes go let him out the locker. You all right, cuz? You know, that type of stuff. These dudes are just talking about cats running up, like jailhouse type stuff. Cats running up the dudes while they taking a piss and holding them down. Dudes trying to fight and they getting held down and getting sexually assaulted. There's not no hazing, cuz. You're inserting another human being. And I'm like, man, these white boys done lost their damn mind. These white, like, I'm looking at this kid's dad in the courthouse when the judge gives this dude like 5 days or 4 days in jail. I'm like, nope, I'm about to go for life, because I'm about to kill this kid right here in this courtroom. Cuz, I'm not built for that kind of stuff. That high road stuff, I ain't really got that in me. You know what I mean? When it comes to stuff like that, because that kind of stuff don't have to happen. You know what I mean? Like, dude, I know all about, hazing accidents and all that. I've not experienced them myself, but I've been in places where things, have happened unintentionally, right? But this, you gotta you can't just accidentally, your finger or like somebody's pool cue or whatever, don't just accidentally go in somebody's butt. And 4 days these white boys got, man. 4 days these dudes went to jail. One dude, the other dude's got like probation, cuz. Like, man, come on, man. That can't be a thing. I remember talking to Rob about this. Like, because I don't understand, like, the band concept, but Rob went to a black school. By the way, the HBC report is on and live tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. My man, Rob Calloway. He also has a website, Sports News and Brews.com, who brings us our question of the day. We was talking about this when we was doing the sports teams together, and I was like, I don't understand, like, with a fraternity, you get hazed to be in the fraternity. Like, you don't get to go in. You don't get to cross over and be a part of the fraternity, right? But this kid got killed at Florida A&M. First, he's like a 30-year-old dude in the band at Florida. I didn't understand that, but that's neither here nor there. That has no bearing on what I'm saying. But they was hazing this dude who was also the what's it called? The drum major. That's the leader, right? He's also the damn drum major. It's like, you're the leader, but you're getting hazed to be in an organization that you're the leader of already. Like, that never ever made sense to me. And then, of course, you guys, if you don't know the story, he ended up dying, and a couple kids went to jail because of it. They punched him too many times or something like that, and he ended up dying from his injuries. But like that concept didn't make sense to me. I feel the same way about like football. Like, I understand, like, you want to toughen dudes up, and like there's a certain culture that gets passed down. Like I said, things happen to me. You know what I mean? Like this dude named Mion, big ass dude that ended up going to Grambling and playing tight end for Grambling. Like, every time he saw us, like, out of surprise, he just like, bah, just busts us in the chest real quick. You know what I mean? And it wasn't like he was trying to like kill us or nothing. We knew we would know if he would. He's a huge human being. But it was one of those things that just he did because he was the senior. We was like freshmen or whatever, and it was a certain group of us that went and practiced with the varsity while we were still playing JV or whatnot. So, it was kind of like a rite of passage. But like, golly, man, the stuff like these dudes, they ain't even understanding that. I don't think they understand. Like, eventually, this your teammate. You gonna need him. Like, why you do that to him? And people start talking about, well, maybe they're just saying, these things were done to them. Now they're doing it to other people. Okay, that's fine, but who started that? And who started the whole idea? Like, what we ought to do that'd be awesome. That'll really, toughen him up. I stick my finger in his booty. What? Says who? When? Yeah, man. Like, I've said this for a long time. Like, we was talking about that Eddie Long situation, the pastor here that used to like to creep up on boys and give them drugs like Bill Cosby. I was like, man, if something like that would ever happen to me, all y'all would have been talking about is, man, damn shame what Mike did to that damn preacher. You wouldn't even know why I did it to him. It's a damn shame how he killed that mother. He overkilled that mother. Yeah, I did. Why you do it? Don't even worry about it. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's tough, man. Last thing I got for you guys tonight, I was watching Real Sports yesterday, and this is the One Mike with Big Mike show here with Big Mike. Couple minutes. I was watching the most recent episode of Real Sports, one of my favorite shows, and they were talking about something that I don't get. Baseball. I always talk about with baseball, like, I'll never have a full-fledged relationship with baseball. Like, we'll be cordial, when she real pretty. I'll give her some time. Like, now, playoffs, about to be the World Series. Hell yeah. I'm about that life. But, yeah, if my team sucks, Braves suck, not my team, the team that's here in my city, they suck, I don't care about none of this stuff then. Until the postseason comes when it's the best of the best. But I'm watching the game on, I don't know, like TBS, I think. The game on TBS, they had like that strike box, that strike and ball box with the strike zone. And I'm like, this is awesome. It's like the first down marker in football. That yellow line, like, what did we do before that was there? Like, how the hell do we even know when somebody got a first down? That's a game changer. And I'm thinking to myself, I need that and only that. I don't need this blind old ass man behind this catcher making judgment calls or getting pissed off. They talking about the umpire doesn't like when the catcher holds the glove like that. So we'll see if he gets any more of those close calls. No, douchebag, do your job. So what if you offended? Ain't nobody here to see you. So anyway, they do the story on Real Sports. You know, they do great work. My man David Scott was on the show. You know, they do great work over there at Real Sports. And they're going through the whole, he didn't do this story, by the way. David Scott didn't. I just decided I was going to just throw his name, just drop that name real quick for whatever reason. That white dude that does all those crazy sports, but he did this baseball situation, man. They tried out this technology on a minor league team where they put the cameras, they have these 3 cameras that are strategically placed so that they get an accurate reading of the strike zone for the player, and they can adjust it based on the player. The software will remember it, but the question was asked, like, what if somebody changes their strike zone or their stance? He's like, nah, look, we just changed it right here on the fly. Boom, the bottom and the top. And so what they were doing is they had a dude up top with the computer. The pitch would come in. It was a ball or a strike. The dude would just be like, ball. And it would go into the umpire's ear immediately. He'd be like, ball or strike immediately. No guesswork involved. They go sit down one of these old-ass referees, these retired or umpires. So I don't trust it. I think the science is flawed. All right, cuz, where yours at? Where your science at? Yeah, this a part of the game. This tradition. And again, if you hear my opening intro of my show, the worst reason you can give me for anything ever is that's the way it's always been. In that case, we still be in slavery. Real, like the original version, not the kind we're in now, but the original cotton picking, rice picking, tobacco picking, sugar cane picking cotton. We'd be in that situation if you know, the idea was like, that's the way it's always been, though. You know why? Because some of these damn umpires, they want to be a part of the show. Like, you ain't got to do all that to call somebody out. Just throw your fist up, call them out, and move on. It ain't like that. Well, I mean, Ed Hockley in football, and Joey Crawford, but now he retired in basketball. Like, some of these dudes think they the show. Like, somebody's coming to see some damn some umpire. No, dude. You can be there to make the call. But if the technology is there, they even went as far as to say, like, unbeknownst to the human being, to the referee or the umpire, the home plate umpire, he's even calling balls and strikes with some sort of bias towards the home team. And the dude that was doing the science was like, it's natural. Think about it. It's like 40,000 people screaming and yelling. And every time you call a strike, they cheering and going crazy. That has an effect on you, whether you try for it not to have one, or you don't even realize it's having one. It's having an effect on you, and he proved it with the stats. And he proved just how inaccurate they are, somewhere at a clip of like 25% that they missed, or these balls and strikes that they missed. Balls that should be strikes and that they call balls, or balls that are balls that should be strikes. And they don't even count the ones that are obvious. Like somebody throws one like above somebody's head. They don't even count those. They leave those out. Or they throw a strike straight down the middle that anybody could call. They don't count those. They count the ones that are questionable. And on those, these dudes are missing like 25%, like 1 in 4. But dudes like, no, this is the game. It's the spirit of the game. To be wrong as much as, to not be wrong as much as possible. No. How about getting it right every time if you can? I mean, if you got the technology and it's not going to slow the game up, the referee ain't got to stop doing what he's doing. It's one dude, right, sitting in front of a laptop, just like I'm sitting in front of mine, that the pitch goes in, boom, hits the mitt, strike. In real time. He's got an earpiece in, he's got an IFB in, he rings it up, strike on the field. And they did it with a minor league game without any hitch. It's just ridiculous, man. I can't stand all that crazy, stupid stuff, that arguing for the managers and the umpires. Like, the rule is that you can't, and I've looked this up before, you can't argue balls and strikes in baseball. So it seemed to me like the first time you walk your ass out of that damn dugout with your old ass wearing this damn uniform like you about to play or something, which is ridiculous too. As soon as you bring your ass out here and the first thing you say to me is where was that ball or something like that, I'm throwing your ass out immediately. We ain't gonna have no conversation. The rules say you ain't supposed to do it at all. Sit your ass down, let's get on with this long ass, boring ass game. But baseball people don't see it that way. It's the tradition. Meanwhile, your fans are dying. Ain't no young people watching no damn baseball. The average age for a baseball fan, I think, is like 56 years old. Basketball has the youngest. Go figure. LeBron, shoes, Jordans, Steph. Like, Steph is going to look like he's 12 forever. By the way, I can't wait. I can't wait to see this Warrior squad get busy. Speaking of seeing people get busy, this is the last thing, and I'm going to leave on this note. Last night, right, I tweeted to the voice of the Hawks, Bob Rathman, yesterday. I asked him a real simple question, like the same question I posed the other day on the show. I'm like, man, I wonder what this Hawks team going to look like. So I decided, let me ask the dude who sees them play all the time. I'm like, Bob, like, what's the new offense going to look like? Dwight Howard's here now. Last year was about all this perpetual motion. This dude gets an attitude with me like a sniveling punk-ass fan. Oh, they're going to be just fine, thank you. And I'm like, dude, I hit him back. I'm like, dude, I'm asking you a real-ass question. Why you being so damn sensitive? And then he comes back and he gives me the answer and it's like, no worries. And then some douchebag tries to chime in. You need to have more respect for a legend. And then my man Alec in North Carolina sees it. And Alec chimes in like, legend, ha 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 ha. Because he's that type of idiot. I love him. Hey, man. Falcons, Atlanta fans, get over yourselves, man. Everybody ain't hating on your little punk-ass teams. I'm from here. We're going to get up out of here and enjoy the weekend, man. It's going to get kind of chilly down here in the A, so wherever you are, enjoy yourself this weekend. Like I say every Friday that I do the show, man, y'all come back safely. We're going to do it again Monday. My homie Ben Troop is going to join me for Troop Talk. We're going to talk about all this college and pro football that happened over the week. Make sure you guys are following me on Twitter and Instagram. I will be there at the number 1 MICWITHBIGMIKE. And don't forget, the show is available on demand on Spreaker, the Spreaker app. Tune in, OneMicWithBigMike.com, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Google Play Music, and of course YouTube, where you can also catch the on-demand version of the video stream. Till then, man, till Monday, you guys be safe. Oh, appreciate you, Big L. Appreciate you, Renee. Appreciate you, I Am No Doze. Shout out to my guy Matt and his new baby girl Leah. I'll see you guys on Monday.